Hello everyone, I'm Don. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to do a review. This is the first review for this channel, so bear with me. We are going to review a product that's going to come in really handy for me because I absolutely hate peeling vegetables, particularly potatoes. I don't know about you and your family, but in mine, I'm in charge of most of the holiday meals, and in fact all of them. And I do most of the cooking, and when you're preparing food for a lot of people, you've got to peel a lot of potatoes. So without further ado, this handy gadget I just got this week. It's a company called Starfrit, and it's called Rotato Express. Now, it's been around for quite a while, but it is an electric item that will peel fruits and vegetables. According to the manual, it will peel the following: potatoes, cucumbers, apples, pears, peaches, zucchinis, turnips, onions, tomatoes, radishes, kiwis, oranges, limes, lemons, eggplants, squashes, and beets. Now, I'm not going to do all those today, but I do have a fair sampling. I've got a lemon, potato, two types of potatoes, an orange, an apple, a grapefruit, which is not on the list, and a small zucchini. So we're going to give this a whirl and see how it works. I think first up we're going to take care of what everybody hates doing the most, which is a potato. So on the device here, there's a latch that allows you to squeeze and slide up and down. So I'm going to take, this is a full-size baking potato, and you press it so the there's some teeth on the bottom here that they actually puncture into the potato, and then this is also it has a little point on it that will puncture it, and this is actually your little blade, and it just starts at the top. So without holding off any longer, we're going to give it a try. It's a little noisy. I did give it one try already. But we'll give it a shot here and see how this works out. It's pretty impressive, actually, because your potato doesn't have to be perfect, your fruit doesn't have to be perfect. Now, it's not going to get the eyes out, and it will automatically shut off at the end, which is really nice. Now, you are going to lose a little bit just on your ends that you're going to have to cut off. And I know that on the bottom of this device, or on this item here, there's a little knife here, and that is actually for taking out your eyes of your potatoes. So this thing is pretty much designed for potatoes, but they've kind of included everything in the ballpark to be peeled with. And now it is actually one big long strand of potato, and there's a little bit of potato on there. And I've seen some people that actually say you can put those like in the air fryer, salt and pepper them maybe, and it's actually a good snack if you like potato skins. I do. That might be a good option for you. So let's try something else. One of our favorite snacks, a good old-fashioned apple. Now we got to bring this thing back up to the top and get the bottom in here. I don't know how this is going to work with being that there's actually an area where the stem. I'm going to try to do this off center a little bit so I can actually get it in here and puncture the. Okay. Now, to me, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but so here's a good old-fashioned apple, and let's see how this works. Okay, well. Boy. Failure. Okay, so the problem with an apple is that you've got the place where the stem and is, and there's really not a good area to puncture. So these teeth here are just spinning around where the stem is. Maybe if I do this upside down, that's a better way to go. I'm just learning myself how to use this guy here, but I'm looking forward and hoping that it's going to be a home run in my game. So here we go. Apple again, take two. Alright, well, it doesn't seem to do apples very well, and quite frankly, I don't think it's just me. I think anybody's going to have the same trouble of it actually having a good point of contact for this machine, you know. I keep calling it a device, you know, so technical. Okay, so next up we're going to try something where I don't think it would be very traditional to peel an orange this way, and I have a feeling that what I'm going to see is probably what I expect. I don't expect this to peel it down to the actual edible layer. You're going to have the outside part of the skin probably removed, so let's give this a shot. I think we'll have maybe a little more success with this than we did the apple. Let's try this. Okay, so now we've got an orange. Now it did peel it, and of course we still have a good layer to get through. And I think I'm going to give it a try to run it through a second pass and see how that works out. So we're going to have to bring this knife back up. I'm going to just leave it where it was. Okay. A little technical difficulties here. All right. All right, so we did get more off of it. We're still not down to what I would say where you're going to just go ahead and eat it. And I can't say that just peeling it by hand wouldn't be the way to go on this. But since they advertised that, I figured let's try some of the different fruits or vegetables that they say that this will work well for. And yeah, so far potatoes seems to be the thing, which is really why I bought it anyway. So I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. So I'm going to give it one more pass with the orange and see what happens when we actually do hit the inner portion. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to take any more off. I guess you still have some work to do if you use this to peel your oranges. I prefer, I think, to go the old-fashioned way where you score it with the knife and then you go ahead and just peel the outside layer and then you section it out. And we're going to have that same kind of experience. I have a feeling here with the grapefruit. In fact, I may not even do the grapefruit if we'll give it a shot. So now we got another potato, which is just a red potato. So I don't foresee this being any different than using a russet potato. And this is kind of jammed up with orange material. So let's see if it will clean itself out as it goes down. And I'm going to start it off. The idea is to get it started kind of sitting at the top of the potato or your vegetable that you're doing. Okay, so obviously our orange has jammed up this blade, and I am going to have to clean that. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I cleaned out the little knife. It's kind of a U-shaped little deal here. I had to take a little toothpick actually and clean it out. I don't know that I would ever do that again, but I thought since they advertise it, we may as well do that. So we're going to try the red potato here again. Well, I got to tell you, it does a really good job on potatoes, and I'm pretty impressed with it. And I don't care if I lose a little bit of the potato, or if I have to take my hand peeler and just get the ends with it. I don't know. Some people are really good with the hand peeler. I'm not so good. It takes me a long time to do potatoes, so that's why I bought this guy, and I'm glad it's working for what I bought it for. And I think that's what it's designed for. With the name like Rotato, I think they're just trying to sell people on anything and everything. So we're going to try a zucchini now. They say you can do zucchinis, and I'm not going to be able to obviously do a whole zucchini. So I'm going to have to cut this off. And I got to tell you, this is a small zucchini to begin with. I grow zucchinis. And I got to tell you, this is small by its standards. And I'm going to go ahead and trim some more off because I got to be able to get it in here. And there we go. And under. And this is another thing. I don't know who actually peels their zucchinis, because I don't. I make a lot of recipes that have zucchini in them. And I've never peeled them. I use the skin. The skin is good. I mean, whether it's fried or it's baked or it's stuffed, or I make a zucchini lasagna. I've never taken the skin off. But one thing it says it can do, and I don't have it, and this is pretty close, is cucumbers. So a lot of people don't like cucumber skin. It's quite bitter. So let's give a zucchini a try, and I would suspect it's going to work the same for cucumbers. Doing a nice job on it. So I would say if you peel your cucumbers or you peel your zucchini, like I say, I've never peeled a zucchini in my life, and I've grown them and been around them my entire life. It will do a good job on a zucchini as well, but you're going to have to cut them maybe in half and do half at a time, you know. The zucchinis that I grow, they're like the size of a baseball bat sometimes. This would be useless. You also are limited by, obviously, the depth from the little spikes here to this back plate, which would be your rotate, the amount you could have in there to rotate the diameter anyhow. So I'm down to a grapefruit and a lemon, and this is a pretty sad lemon, but it says you can do lemons. Guess maybe this would be a way to get the zest pretty easily. However, that's another thing I've never had a problem with, is just going ahead and taking a little grater to get my lemon zest. And I've never peeled a lemon. You know, let's face it, I don't usually eat it. It's the juice that we're after in that, or the outside, the zest, you know, for our recipes. But let's see what it does. Yeah, it actually went through that pretty good, and you've got quite a bit here that you could probably utilize this lemon zest. I would still probably chop it real fine, but that could be an option for this guy. I don't know. It's not something that I would use it for either, once again. Well, the last item is a nice grapefruit. And once again, I'm not going to typically peel a grapefruit. In fact, I never even peel a grapefruit when I eat it. I section it or I cut it in half and then I eat it with a little grapefruit knife. And I actually just love my grapefruits. I probably eat one grapefruit a day. So let's just see how this works. And it may work, may fail, but I think we're going to have the same results that we're going to have with the orange. It seems to be struggling a little bit. I think I'm reaching the outside of its diameter, perimeter. Well, it did what it was designed to do. It's not taking it all the way down to what I would consider edible. I don't eat the white part on oranges or grapefruits. Maybe you do. If you do, let me know. Leave me a comment. Or could you ever foresee using it for this purpose? I got to tell you, the potatoes, and I think maybe if you had turnips, some other root vegetables, beets, I think that's the way to go with this thing. So my overall review is it works pretty good. It works excellent on potatoes, and that's the whole reason I bought it, and it's something that I'm going to use. I absolutely will use this. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to leave a link to it down in my description. You can go ahead and, if you wanted to order one of these, pretty inexpensive. I think it was $17, and then there was a coupon to take it down to maybe $15 on Amazon. So it's worth it. Another note is that besides that little knife on the bottom that it gives you, it also, there's a battery compartment on here that I guess if you wanted to take this camping, you could do that. It takes, I think, 2 AA batteries. I see it struggling with some things while it's plugged in, so I don't know how that would work with batteries, but it's doing what I bought it for, and I gotta tell you. So once again, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Please like or subscribe and leave comments below. Thank you.